Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. I am with the current front runners after the first 4 games, Genji Black. Now, gentlemen, you've had a little bit of a struggle leading up to this event. In fact, you came in as the second place team from Korea. Because of that, did you expect to have such a strong performance on the very first day?
일단 한국에서 조금 아쉬운 결과로 2등으로 이렇게 PGI 한국 대표로 오시게 됐는데 그런데도 이렇게 처음 날 1위를 할 줄 예상하셨습니까? 정확하게?
저희는 올 것도 예상 못했는데 오게 돼서 너무 기쁘고 또 첫날을 1등으로 마치게 되어서 너무 영광입니다.
We actually didn't even expect to come to the PGI and we were just happy that we're here. Getting the first feels extremely happy.
All right, actually, on that note then, how confident are you guys in being able to keep this position and take home the entirety of at least the third person event?
네, 3인칭에서 1등 하셨는데 내일까지 이 결과가 어떻게 이어져가지고 내일까지 우승을 할 수 있을 거라고 생각하십니까?
최소 3등 안에 드는 걸로 목표로 하겠습니다.
We'll be at least in top 3.
All right. Now, what is it like playing in this international event against all these other teams? Is there any team in particular that has impressed you, any region?
확실히 이렇게 세계적인 무대에서 많은 팀들과 상대를 하는데 오늘 굉장히 눈에 띄고 굉장히 잘했던 팀을 한 팀 꼽아줄 수 있으십니까?
리퀴드입니다.
팀 리퀴드.
Got a shout out from the crowd there. All right, on that final note, you already said yourself that you're confident you're going to be in top 3. What about first person? I know we're not there yet. That's leaping a little far ahead. Is that something that you're thinking about right now, or you're trying to avoid thinking about that until it comes to that part of the event?
근데 이제 1인칭도 나중에 하게 될 텐데 지금 1인칭을 좀 생각을 염두를 해두고 계신가요? 아니면은 일단은 1인칭은 나중이니까 3인칭만 먼저 집중하고 싶으신가요?
일단 3인칭만 집중해서 좋은 성적 내는 걸 생각하고 있습니다. 1인칭은 다음 날에 이제 생각하는 걸로.
Right now we just want to focus on the third person, TVP, and then after a few days we're gonna start thinking about the FPP mode as well.
All right, well, best of luck tomorrow and the rest of this week. Now, that is the end of the first 4 days of the first day of the first 4 games, but that is not the end of the show. We're going to go to a short break before we go back to the desk where they're going to break down the first full day.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the desk as we talk about the rest of day number 1, how things have gone down overall. Very interesting to note, of course, in terms of consistency. Our 3 top teams from round number 4 were exactly the same from round number 3, with Liquid, Black, and Knight being able to rack up a lot of points here at the very end of day number 1. Once again, joined by Boogie as well as Avenger. Gentlemen, to say that these 3 teams have been consistent over the last 2 rounds has just been phenomenal from them, racking up a lot of big kills as well.
Absolutely. The way they make their way into the circles towards the end game especially is nothing short of legendary. If Liquid actually made a very smart rotation, then they didn't move too far from Yasnaya, only to kind of climb the eastern side there as the circle closed in, so they didn't have such a large pathing. At the same time, though, Knights had to move a lot, and the way they moved through the circles and wiping out everybody around was absolutely phenomenal. It's 3BP, it's harder to wipe out teams, as our colleagues casters were saying, because those teams can turtle down and they can avoid those fights. But the Knights seem to know what they're doing.
Right, and obviously a team like Genji Black there as well, of course, as we had Cameron, and obviously our translator, Mr. G. Clef, as well, from the Korean broadcast, join us for that translation. It's nice to hear from Genji Black. I think it's got to feel good for them. You know, we kind of mentioned it a little bit before, but it's got to feel extremely good for them to be able to not only take that top spot, but able to take it over Gold, who I think about were 4,000 points ahead of them or something ridiculous across all of the events over in the Korean region. So Black's got to feel very validated here in day 1.
Extremely, but also I love how humble they are, and they respect their teams. They're not, coming out some of the Western teams they're talking how confident they are, they're sure of themselves, but this is very humble, they're respectful, and also it kind of shows in their play style. They're very respectful of what happens. They're approaching it very smartly and like clever. And also the top 3 teams we have, they have different play styles. So no matter how you play, how your team composition is, you can actually get with different play styles into the top 3.
That's right, and I feel like there was moments there were very important for Gen G Black, of course. They were out of the circle by quite a margin with Vanguard as well as Xanadu kind of almost on the very edge of the circle. And I was thinking to myself, okay, they need to rotate around to the north. They need to come in from another angle to try and get into this circle. But no, they play it so patiently in this TPP mode that they kind of almost slowly bulldoze through them. Like what's that, a Zamboni. There we go, we're in an ice rink, so that's so slow Zamboni forwards to be able to eventually flatten those teams and come into the circle.
Yeah, they seem to be a very resilient team. You made a very good point where Team Liquid would definitely go outside of the blue, or maybe perhaps Na'Vi would have done the same to try and avoid all those teams, all those battles. This team kind of stuck their ground, and they stuck it, and they made their way so slow. Just making sure that they're far enough behind the enemies that they don't get spotted necessarily first, and making sure that they're not too far behind the blue as well, because they did spend a lot of time in the first circle there. They were caught off by the first blue as well, just trying to loot for meds, trying to loot for what they needed for utility, and they did end up with great utility, and they did put it to good use.
And bear in mind, Team Liquid, 2 chicken dinners in a row here at the World Championship. This is a team, if you're not familiar with the tournament as a whole, that they did not actually qualify even for the European Championship. In round 3 or 4, had a bit of a tough time. They only got into the European Championship via a team being disqualified, won that, and then is now here and got 2 chicken dinners. That would feel great.
I mean, they're feeling great, of course. Here, the third match, we gotta be real. They had an insane rotation coming in. So only 3 kills also talks to how passive they were and how lucky they were with the circle. But they defended it well. They threw a Hail Mary basically with that rotation. Lost 2 guys on the rotation. It ended up close to them. But when you do those sort of rotations, you also got to be rewarded for it.
Absolutely, and they did get rewarded plentifully for it. It does seem like Team Liquid are at the top of their game. Surprisingly enough, in TPP, where they don't play TPP whatsoever in Europe, we have let go of that game mode a long time ago. So it's nice to see them being at the top.
That's right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And that is pretty much it here for day number 1, of course, as Gen G Black currently sits on the very top here. They're in the position at the moment to win $400,000 if it continues. We shall see you tomorrow for more PGI 2018.